Welcome to the 3G Fitness Podcast,
where 3 generations of trainers come together to discuss all things fitness related.
Join us as we share insights, tips, and stories from our diverse experiences as we unravel the secrets of staying fit.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 3G's Fitness Podcast, 3 generations of fitness. I'm Coach Cisco.
I'm Coach Michael.
And I'm Coach Kyle.
And to the center, right on the right of me, we have a special, lovely guest, near dear friend of mine. She is a licensed massage therapist, Saeli Kawakami.
Hi.
How you doing, Saeli?
Good. How are you guys?
We're great.
We're great.
Doing well.
So we're bringing you on because we've never had a massage therapist on the show. Is that right, fellas? So we wanted to bring one on. Give us a little bit more of an introduction of yourself. How long have you been doing it? How did you get involved in becoming a massage therapist yourself as well?
Sure. I started in 2017. I went to National Holistic Institute in Santa Ana, where I got my massage therapy school done. And then I pretty much started working. After that, even during school, I had a clinic. So I got to kind of get to work on people during school. And I got into it from a friend who I had been doing yoga throughout high school, and I started teaching yoga when I was pretty young, like 12 years old. I was homeschooled, so I was able to just teach yoga throughout my younger years.
At 12 years old?
Yeah, I would do classes, and I would teach classes and go to classes. I was just kind of obsessed with it. So that was kind of the start of holistic health.
Okay.
And then
at 12 years old, are you teaching other 12-year-olds or were you
No.
teaching adults?
I volunteered at the Braille Institute of Anaheim, so visually impaired students. That's where I first started teaching classes, and that was just a volunteer basis. And then I started doing little sports events or classes in gyms, just like public classes, beach classes, drop-in kind of things, yeah.
So that was at 12 years old.
Yeah, from when I was 12 years old, yeah.
12?
Yeah.
You're a little kid.
Yeah, actually.
5 years later. Sorry.
I heard it the first time, and he said 12? I'm like, 12 years old,
I started early, and I had to get permission, from the yoga studio. My mom had to sign off that it was okay for me to be part of the teacher training. Yeah.
Were you the youngest teacher?
I think there was one person in the country who was younger than me at 11. But in that class, I was for sure the youngest. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, congrats on that. Me and Mike, you got the same face I got, Mike. I was like, I didn't know this about you.
11? And you're teaching you're teaching
visually impaired
adults.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
At 12. You're teaching adults.
That's insane. Yeah. How does the communication, how do you have the whereabouts at 12 years old and
to tell a person you're wrong?
Yeah, well, not just that, just the maturity to communicate to a class. You just.
Well, part of the teacher training is learning how to speak in front of a group. And so they kind of taught me how to give instructions or verbal cues. Make sure your hip, your pelvis isn't tilted forward, or different things. Yeah. And then we also learned hands-on adjustments. So it was all stuff that I was able to learn, but I wasn't good at it. I'm not saying I was good at it. It was just I started then. That's when I started learning.
Young age. I don't think any of us could have started training clients at the age of 12.
You definitely could have. You just didn't start. You definitely could have.
You see Mike over there.
At 13, I was just learning to lift weights.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's incredible.
So how would I, training somebody, at 12 or 13? I think it's a little bit different, but it's something that's hard to do because you when you're training adults. It's kind of hard to me for an adult to look at a 12-year-old and say, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Oh.
There's not much credibility behind it yet.
Of looking at an adult teaching them, You know, they're looking at, this is a child teaching me to do something. You know,
Yeah.
that's the part that's kind of hard to.
For I think all of us to grasp, and it's just like that's crazy. So, but that's also because it's like not just that. To be 12 years old and already kind of in tune with your body, like Mike said, at 13 he was just learning how to lift.
Yeah.
Right? If you're already 12 and already teaching a yoga class, you got to be somewhat already in tune with your body to be able to explain that as well too.
Yeah, to an extent. I kind of jumped into it. I was
Yeah?
just really obsessed when I started, and I would go to multiple classes a day. And then I heard that the studio was doing a teacher training, and so I just really wanted to do it to learn more about it too. So I definitely didn't know like a lot of things before I started. I just wanted to jump in, and yeah.
And then how did that transition to soft tissue work?
In a lot of ways, that's a good question, because learning how the muscles move, like kinesiology, parts of that, alignment, posture, that all ties into massage. And also, it'll be hard to get into certain poses if you're tight in certain areas. And we learned about that too. Like pigeon pose, where you have like your knee at an angle and you're leaning forward onto it on the ground. If your hips are tight, you're not going to get your hips even close down to the mat.
That
So
makes sense. Yeah.
it just helped me start learning about the body. Yeah.
And then when you transitioned into massage school, you said that you started in 2017.
Yes.
How
yeah.
long? How long did it take you to get certified, licensed, and what was the process for that?
I did an 8-month program. There's lots of options. Different schools offer different lengths of time, because you could also get the training in a community college, but I believe it takes longer. So that was an 8-month program, and it was great because we learned Eastern massage and then Western, like shiatsu, and then Western would be like Swedish massage and some trigger point therapy, yeah, or MFT, myofascial therapy.
Was your initial pursuit stemming more from like you wanting to learn more about it, or did you just kind of realize, oh, I want to help people with this?
Initially, I honestly kind of fell into it. Like my good friend recommended me to go to massage school, and I didn't know anything about massage therapy. I'd gotten one massage before, and I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do with school, because just general classes didn't interest me that much. So it was hard for me to get through high school just doing the basic classes. So I gave the massage school a try, and then it just...
Now you're here.
I figured out so much, and then I was like, oh, this is awesome. I didn't know anything about this.
That's cool.
You know?
Yeah.
What's the difference between like when you're saying, Eastern massage and Western massage? Like I know you mentioned, Swedish, and then I hear a lot of clients get Thai massages and whatnot. Like how many categories are there, and like what makes them so unique?
There's so many. That's something I learned in massage school.
Really?
I didn't know
Okay.
about how many different types and styles of massages there are. Yeah, there's... I don't know if I don't have a number of how many.
More than 30?
Probably.
Oh my God. Okay.
There's at least 10 I can think of.
But what do you specialize in again?
So I do deep tissue, trigger point, myofascial therapy. I'm practicing lymphatic drainage, but I'm also going to do continuing education for that.
You do any cupping?
I have done cupping, but I definitely don't specialize in it, and I don't regularly incorporate it, but it's definitely something I could incorporate more. Yeah. This cupping's good.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get cupped? Yeah.
It hurts for sure, but it helps.
I've gotten cupped once.
Oh, I've gotten cupped many times.
Oh yeah.
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 I've only got it once.
And then people look at you funny when you go to the gym, like,
You,
hey,
you
who
got all
hurt
those
you?
spots.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife didn't like my spots. She was like, she's like, I get anxiety looking at your back. I was like, well, baby,
Oh, yeah.
good thing we make eye contact.
Oh.
I mean, right.
Zoom in on that face.
but with all that so it sounds like I'm a big fan of trigger point therapy as well. That's something that I like kind of fell into with during the shutdown, when everything was shut. I was just watching so many YouTube videos of that. But when you're personally like massaging somebody, what are some of the things that you're like feeling or that you're looking for when you're massaging a person, like a client?
Yeah. I think it's a little hard to explain, but for me, because it didn't come naturally to me, but when I'm like feeling their, like I usually start like on the back and glutes, like hips, because that, especially the hips, is such a big like center for tightness.
Okay.
And tension will feel like when you press on the skin, it doesn't move much. It's like, it's kind of that stiffness. You can feel it under the skin or in the muscles. So I definitely check for that. If I'm like trying to move part of the muscle and everything around it is kind of like moving with it instead of just having some give, then that like indicates tension for sure. Or reactions. So if I press somewhere and the muscle starts twitching, or if I press somewhere and there's pain, that's all stuff to look out for sure. Or sometimes you can see it too. Like sometimes you can actually see the fascia bumps or knots,
Right.
just visually, even without feeling it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Can you actually elaborate on what you said earlier about the hips being a central, what'd you say again? Central piece of...
Where like a lot of tightness is.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so the hips affect so much. It'll affect how your legs move. It'll affect the position of your spine, of your back. If your hips are tight, like you could possibly be leaning forward, especially because so many people spend their time sitting down a lot. So the hip flexors are super tight, or the hamstrings are really weak, right? So that kind of thing. It affects... I feel like I could go on and on.
That's okay.
Go on and on.
We
got
exactly
time, girl.
where we need to be to
Go
talk
on
about
and
it.
on. It's only been like 10 minutes.
On the hips, and I'm not saying this because I need one, okay? A hip replacement. What is the cause to have that done? I mean, the hips are obviously is jointed into the hips. Is it because the cartilage in that joint is just gone and you're bone to bone to where they have to replace the hip?
Usually people do have that like degeneration.
Yeah. So that's what it is, degeneration on that. Okay.
But I definitely I don't do any like diagnosing or saying like the specific causes. I do.
But you can tell by the movement of the hip and the joint that there's possibly rubbing or and the pain.
Decreased mobility. Yeah. I can tell if there's decreased mobility in that joint, or I'll communicate with the client about pain there and how deep it is, if it's a really deep pain. But I always ask if they're having consistent chronic hip pain that they should be checked by a doctor first.
Yeah.
And then that lets me know that it's safe to work on them once they're cleared.
No, I'm not there yet.
Mike's trying to get assessed right now. He's trying to get assessed.
I know some people that have had hip replacements and that are having hip problems. So is that something that could be, you can tell just by you massaging that area or working that area that it's not round, smooth movement? Or
I could definitely tell there'll be like certain muscles in the hip will be like really tight, and then other ones will feel like it's inactive or less activated. So and I'll target the tightness in there, and it does help with a lot of hip pain to decrease the pain, or at least pain management. Massage therapy is used a lot for pain management, especially post surgery as well too.
Oh, okay.
and it's shown to help increase synovial fluid in the joints, you know, because all of our socket joints have synovial fluid, also between our spine. So that's something to help improve that circulation and fluid to decrease the chances of getting that degeneration. You want it to be lubricated. Yeah.
I'm okay. Okay.
No, I know you're okay. Well, here's why. But I'm glad you're bringing that up because I'm a firm believer that we know more people that sit for work, right? You know, they're sitting maybe 40 hours a week, plus for the commute to work. So people that sit a lot at work, I mean, you can probably relate to maybe some clients that you've seen when you worked on them. How tight are like hips on a regular basis?
Oh, so
And how important is
what
it?
keeps you in business?
Yes, that what keeps you in business is
part of the big sit movement to keep you in business.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people come in with sciatica, partially because of that, the tightness in the hips. I do work on a lot of people who have had hip replacements or tears, because you guys know being trainers, but just like being in one position for so long every day is just going to cause weakness and risk for injury.
Right.
So it just happens, but it's hard to say, you know, we need our jobs, so
Yeah, no,
use it,
yeah,
like,
for sure,
we can't
for
just
sure.
not do it. But hips and neck, for sure, because when you're sitting too, usually it just starts that forward head posture where your chin goes forward and then the front of your neck gets really tight, and then people get neck pain or shoulder pain because of that pulling. So yeah, it's
Well, I've actually gotten that with a client of mine who's been working for maybe over 40 years. And she would say from time to time that like she feels like a little bit of a like impingement going on.
yeah.
And we'll stretch it out. She'll feel great a few days and then it'll just keep returning. We'll stretch it out and things like that. And then she does feel that it's from being on computer for that long. And it's just like, is that something that's very common?
Yeah, definitely. Thoracic outlet
Syndrome?
yeah. Headaches or tension. Carpal tunnel from the computer too. Carpal tunnel. That pain in the wrist or forearm.
So someone that's going through that, like, what would you probably prescribe on them on maybe seeing you like maybe once a week, once every other week? What would you advise for an individual that's going through something like that?
Yeah, if it's chronic, if it's interrupting sleep or your daily life, then initially for the first 3 weeks, 2 to 3 times a week. And then when the pain decreases and when you start feeling better, then just going down to a maintenance level. So it depends. Each person is different depending on how they
Respond to it?
Yeah, respond to it, and also their lifestyle. Because if they're doing their own like stretching and exercises, then they probably won't need massage therapy as much to maintain that like decreased tension and decreased pain.
Mm-hmm.
But if they just tend to get stressed and tight, and some people need it more often. So some people will see me once a week. Some people will see me every other week. I have once a month, and some people just come in every 6 months too. So everyone's different, honestly.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that I always see. And then you mentioned something earlier about when you go through muscles and you see a twitch. So I've done that when maybe I don't know, maybe I know you hypervolt clients from time to time. I don't know if you've ever hypervolt like the massage gun, but there's been times when I'll hypervolt a client, and usually maybe it might be more in their lower body where I'll go over something and they'll just start twitching, and they're like, and why does the body twitch when we go over a certain muscle?
Yeah. So there's tight bands of fascia and tight bands of muscle that tend to react when you do like stimulate it.
Yeah.
When you're doing massage therapy, it resets. It's resetting muscle fibers and resetting the nerves. So it's nerve reactions, and it's normal, and it's not anything bad. It's just having that reaction is actually a good thing.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because that was going to be my next thing. Is that a good thing or a bad thing
Yeah.
that like they're starting to twitch and they're just like, why is this happening?
It's responsive. You know, it's good to have that responsiveness in the muscle, or you're kind of getting a good spot when you're.
Yeah, I was gonna say it just kind of points out the areas that you need to work on.
And that's what I've always said. I was like, but like sometimes like my clients are like, oh, you're just saying that to say that, and it's like I'd rather have it coming from a professional right now. Yeah, because I'm all like, is that a good?
Send her that video.
Yeah, I'd be like, look, it's a good thing. It's just like because I've had that happen, with the hypervolts, and it usually happens a lot like when I'm going after like the piriformis or like the IT band and the quads, and like things just start twitching, and they're just like, why is that happening? I'm like, oh, your body needs it. And I just keep going. And so
Piriformis is when Mike mentioned the hips, with the hip replacements. It's almost always piriformis. Piriformis is such a big one. Yeah.
And where's the piriformis at?
It's right at the bottom. It's in your butt.
But like deep in there, yeah.
Deep, connected to the tailbone to the outside of the hip.
Yeah, it feels like a big old cord sometimes when you go through it or anything like that, right?
But you can use a ball, right? And just kind of sit on a ball and see if you can.
Yeah, for self-release. Yeah, you can do that. And when I'm working on someone, I'll work on it with my elbow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get in there. You gotta get
Yeah,
in there
I've done that too. So I'll ask clients, like, all right, I'm gonna elbow your butt. Are you okay with this? And it's just like, but it literally one day, like they'll be, oh, and then almost instantaneously when I'm out there, like, that feels good. And, it's just, and I always
that can combat sciatica too, right? Because that tends to kind of be the muscle that pinches that nerve.
Yep, exactly. The sciatic nerve has to go through the piriformis, so.
That's it. Did you know that, Mike?
Yeah. Well, I used to do a power lifter, man,
Oh, yeah.
I used to have to massage her and so many tight areas. But I'd go over the back of the hamstring and, she'd jump and, I'd do the calf. I don't know if it's because, as a power lifter, the muscles are so big, tight, that they don't get a lot of stretch, because of the size of their muscles and how powerful they are, that they're always tight. Because I'd stretch her and she's like, oh, I'm fine, but then next time, I can barely move, and she can't get down far enough because the muscles are too tight, and so it's sometimes you got to get that gun and just hold them down and just get them to relax and try to get the muscle more stretched out. So.
Yeah.
Well, then you're working, what you're talking about with athletes. I mean, I think athletes are different breeds, and you've worked with athletes yourself, right? Mm-hmm. What kind of athletes have you worked with?
With basketball players, football players, powerlifters, cyclists, a lot of different guys. Yeah, it's
cyclists got tight hips.
Office athletes.
Office athletes? What are those?
The one question is,
there are people who sit in office.
You see a lot of athletes, and one of the main injuries they have.
Yeah.
Why is it always like it's the hamstring? And you see them stretching that, before they work out. You see them doing all these stretches and stuff, trying to stretch out the hamstring, and then, boom, the hamstring goes.
Yeah, the hamstrings get really tight. The hamstring needs to be worked on a lot, and it also pulls on the lower back a lot. When someone has lower back tightness, it's a lot of times actually being pulled from the hamstrings too. But you just gotta stretch it, roll it, use the massage gun on it. I don't know. Did you mention a specific type of athlete or asking why their hamstrings?
Well, I'm looking at
just people that are explosive.
Football players like running backs and stuff like that. So my question is, the hamstring can only stretch so far, right? And if you try to stretch it beyond that, that's when.
Yeah, but also it's really powerful too. So it's got a lot of strength.
Because they say you have what is it the back of the hamstring? You have what, or is it the front? I'm not sure which one has 5.
It's 4 in the front and then 2 in
the back, right? Yeah. But they say there's a 5th one in the
quad.
That's like on that they don't talk about. They don't really mention.
A secret.
Was it your sartorius?
But yeah,
I remember there was a fifth one that was very small. But I just don't remember what it was called. But there was a fifth.
Is it the one that goes diagonal? The
It's-
sartorius?
It's
Is that
the
the
fifth
sartorius?
one that they don't.
Right?
Yeah, they don't really talk.
Is
They
that
don't
what
really
you-
talk about, but it's like in the quad area.
I
But
should look this up.
but the
Yeah.
hamstring is it's only two. But why? Is it because they stretch it beyond its stretching point?
I think it's a combination of the stretching, but also the power put behind the movement, because you have to really press off with so much strength and speed.
Because there's
Yeah, I
a
got you.
lot of injuries happening to football players right now, and most of them are the hamstrings
Yeah.
Tensor.
or a high ankle sprain.
When I
Tensor
work on
of the
football
vastus
players,
intermedius?
a lot of times it will be
The fifth missing
hamstring
quad.
focus for that
Tensor
reason,
vastus intermedius.
to keep that tension down. Yeah, because if you
Okay.
think about the amount of strength you need to put plus the speed, like the force
Oh,
that it
okay.
creates, it's high risk for injury for that muscle specifically, and also the calves, right, with the Achilles.
Any questions about that hamstring?
No, we looked it up.
You're looking at
Apparently,
me like
the
that.
fifth missing quad muscle is the tensor of the vastus intermedius, a small muscle sometimes considered the fifth head of the quadricep complex. That is not always
how many
included
are
in
there?
textbooks.
Well, I mean, it's four with the fifth hidden one, so you're not wrong. That's why I said no. I've heard about this years ago too, but it was like it's not a predominant thing, but it's the quad. I mean, it's called quad.
But you still got one in there.
There's one in there. No, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
They're looking to see if I was wrong. That's
No, I was
definitely not.
No, I was just trying to remember. I was just trying to remember what name it was, because I even told him I agreed with you. You can wind that up.
Whenever K goes in that computer, I'm looking to say, man, he's gonna come up and say, "Hey, man, you're wrong, man."
It's not my fault. You're subconscious. But anyways, I have a question though. How many times a week do you work out? I'm assuming you work out, right? Yeah.
Yes, but my workouts are mostly just
Yoga.
doing sports. I surf, so that is
Okay, sick.
my main workout. Yeah.
You don't do any like weightlifting or resistance training.
I do,
do.
but it's just more on and off, or especially if there's not much opportunity to go
Right.
surf.
I got you.
Then I'll lift and.
But you stay active regardless.
Yeah,
Right?
always.
So, what are some things that you try to do for your own maintenance sake, so you don't have to maybe see another massage therapist for your body?
Yeah, so I'll make sure to stretch my shoulders and neck, like levator scapula specifically. So it's like the side from the top of the shoulder and the back of the neck
Okay.
up to the side of the neck. So I'll make sure to be stretching that out.
That'd be your first thing to stretch. That's like your go-to.
Yeah, one of
Is
my
there like a
first-
routine that you have?
There isn't a specific routine because I don't know, I like to be a little more like,
Whatever kind of like
Yeah,
speaks out to
frequent
you
with
because
it.
you're okay.
yeah, whatever feels tight. So I like to do little neck exercises. This happens naturally when I'm on my board surfing, but if I'm not, then I'll lay down on the ground and kind of lift my head back and do a double chin just to make sure I'm strengthening the back of my neck for my posture in my neck, especially because my job, I have to lean over people a lot. And so my neck can get really tense too.
Got it.
And then I'll do some bridges to make sure like I'm strengthening my glutes and hamstrings. What else? Let's see. I use my hands a lot for my job, so I'll make sure to stretch out my forearms and hands. And yeah, I definitely try to be active at least 3 to 4 times a week, but
Yeah.
it's almost every day.
Got
yeah.
you.
Well, you
Gotcha.
surf. That's a lot of work right there.
That's a hell of a
Yeah.
workout for
How long
sure.
you been surfing?
Let's see.
Don't tell me when you were 5.
That was 6.
You seem to do. You seem to do things early.
I think I started when I was like 14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
You surf, don't you? I mean, you say you surf.
Yeah.
I see.
you do?
I see pictures of you in your sweatsuit.
Yep.
I never seen you surf.
I'll be wiping out.
I was like, Mike's got a point.
Go camera.
Mike's got a point.
Go camera on your surfboard. Show me you surf.
Kyle just goes there for the selfie of the swimsuit and then he gets off.
Okay, come on, man.
I was like, yeah, Mike's got a point.
I'll show you a video
Mike's
right
got
now.
a point. I was like, I don't
It's
think
on
we've ever
YouTube.
seen-
Hey, I see Kyle, holding a surfboard.
Yeah, but you've never seen. Yeah, we've never seen Kyle ride a surfboard.
I've never seen him, out there,
He's like, just goes in there. He's all like, all right, that's good for
He's
Instagram.
doing his makeup just
perfect.
for.
I don't
That's
doubt that
crazy.
you don't,
That's crazy.
you don't surf.
Hey, I'm pulling up the video right
know,
now. Hold up.
I'm sure you
Dang,
just don't
how
go
did we
to the
get
water.
here?
I'm sure you just don't go to the beach and stand.
Hold up now. Hold
He
up
just
now.
floating there, thinks of inspirational quotes, and then puts it on his stories.
That's crazy.
Be one with the water,
What is
let the
this?
water take you in life.
I
Oh,
got some
Yeah, but
videos
that
in
was
there.
only
It's
like
on
1
YouTube.
second.
Hey, we might.
But this was years ago.
Surfing is hard, though.
It is hard,
We'll have to-
100%.
we'll have to see that
Balance,
clip to
coordination.
Put that up there.
But it's very zen. I feel like the waves teach you a lot about life in general. And that we might get into
Well,
a
you-
deep rabbit hole from that.
Are you? You're from Hawaii?
No,
No?
I'm not. I'm from here.
Oh,
but
really?
I look like I could be in Hawaii.
Oh, I thought you were Hawaiian.
I was kidding.
Tell me, am I from Hawaii?
Yeah.
I lived there. I lived there for like
Yeah.
6 months because my dad was in the military. I tried surfing.
Mike
I was a
Mike,
little
Mike,
kid, but
Mike's not a U.S. citizen.
You
He
sang
was
how
born
you
in
just
Germany.
went
man, it
straight
did-
down the water.
went
Yeah,
down
Mike
the
was
water.
born in
I swear
Germany.
to God, I had trouble getting up, and I was only like 12.
I don't know why I thought you were Hawaiian.
Oh, also my last name sounds Hawaiian
Ah.
too. So that's
Yeah.
usually
A lot of
yeah.
Japanese and Hawaii.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I feel like surfing is such, like I said, it's a hard work. I've never surfed. I'm not going to be out here and be like, oh, I've never surfed. I was all like, I'm a kayaker. Me and my father-in-law
cool.
can go out there and kayak. And
You gotta like the water.
sweet.
yeah. Oh, you don't like the water?
Why? I can swim, but in the ocean, it's a little bit different. A lot different. Okay, trust me, it is.
It is. It
You know, I almost drowned when I was
Yeah.
a little kid. And I went out with some friends, and
You got to learn how to roll with the punches.
yeah,
With the waves.
hey, just get on your board and go under the wave. I went on the board and flipped over, man. It's a hard sport.
It's an
definitely a hard
intense sport, though. It's like, you need your core, stabilization. You're activating every muscle. That's really, really just challenging. That's why I was like, give you credit. I was like, I didn't know.
Come on now. Come on. I
was
got
like,
proof.
I just wanted to back Mike up for once. I was like, because Mike did have a point. I was like, we've never really seen the video of you surfing.
I
but-
saw pictures of them.
I use my surfboard that I can't put my mount on because I have a few boards. There's only one board that I can put my GoPro mount on. I don't really use it that much.
But even working out like as a surfer, like that's a great workout because you're not really putting too much strain on your body as you are compared to putting weights on it or anything like that too. So I feel like the
You'd
vibe.
probably be in a little bit more of a extension for the most part of it. So would
Yeah.
you say that you work on a lot of back tightness for surfers?
For surfers, I don't work on a lot of surfers, but the ones I have, it's neck, or I would say retired surfers, like people who used to surf, their neck, because you're arching, right, and you're looking
Right.
a lot, and
For a
then
very long time.
yeah, right in the base of the skull, the first two joints, those ones get really tight, and
Was that your
Get issues.
atlas and your
Yeah, axial.
axial?
yeah,
So we got hips.
exactly.
So we just spent a good amount of time talking about the hips. Let's talk a little bit about the neck since you guys are already kind of bringing that up. And I do feel like that is the most common area when, hey, let me massage somebody. We all always tend to go more towards the neck,
We
the
have tightness
shoulder
there,
area,
yeah, for sure.
and tightness area and stress. Is that where stress really accumulates more from what you've seen in your career?
Yeah, a lot. I think stress tends to get there too, because when we are stressed, our breathing is usually shallow, right? And then our breathing is based on muscle, like muscles make us breathe, right? Like your muscles have to contract and relax to bring in the breath. So our scalenes right on the side of the neck, those get really tight. And yeah, just with stress in general, cortisol will send signals to the muscles and tissues to tense up. And it's usually like a safety thing in our brain.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's actually making you feel like tight, or some people don't even feel it. They just are tense, and then they don't realize it. But yeah.
Yeah, I got a client that the same thing. I was like, I elbowed her shoulder, and I'm all like, you realize this is like a rock? And she's like, yeah, that's normal to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And people feel like that tense is normal to them because they've just been in that position a long time. And so it's all like, I like going again, like how Kaya was asking you, like, what do you do for yourself? Like, what are some simple things that someone with like tight necks can do on their own to help them out, especially if they're like at a desk all day?
Yeah.
You know, like what stretches would you recommend?
Stretches would be like holding one shoulder down. At first, I think that breathing exercises actually work the best. Like doing simple breathing exercises, because if you can calm down, that is going to relax your muscles.
Yeah.
Some people will go and they'll try to stretch to get the tension out, but they're like forcing the stretch and they're not actually relaxing. And especially with the neck, because I see that people with their neck, they try to like rush it. They're like, oh, I just want to get this out. And that's just stressing about it.
Right.
So it doesn't really like.
And sometimes that's not even where it's coming from. Like it's stemming from somewhere else in the body, right? Like sometimes it's in the hips again, or maybe it's in the ankles.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's emotional tension.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every emotion will have some kind of physical reaction, like even if we're not aware of it. So it really does affect people's tension levels.
Yeah.
And they all have emotions. So.
I've seen some pretty crazy videos where it's like people hold their trauma in certain muscle parts, and then they go through like the therapist, and then they'll dig in there, and then all of a sudden they'll break down crying, because they'll think about like the traumas that they had as a kid. It's like crazy.
So what's a simple breathing exercise to do then to just relax the muscles?
Really simple one is imagining a rectangle in front of you or a square in front of you. And then you go up one side. So go up the left side of the square for 1, 2, 3, inhale. And then you hold for 4 going on the side. And then 1, 2, 3 down. And then you just continue that around that square. Or making it 4.
Did you just do that? Did you follow along with her?
I was
I saw your chest expand. That was a short breathing segment there for everyone to follow.
Mike over there just confused. Mike just stayed confused the whole time.
Make it actually 4-4, and if anything, the exhale longer than the inhale. Actually, so that was
The exhale longer than inhale. Why is that?
yeah. That helps calm the nervous system. It helps
Breathing out.
send signals that
makes sense.
it's okay because you have that time for that breathing.
So breathe in for 3 to 4, and then breathe out for
Hold.
4. Hold.
And then breathe out. Yeah, for 3 to 4.
Damn, that's some deep breathing. Okay,
Yeah.
we might need to work on that. You know, you work on that shoulder, bone on bone that you have. You know, it could help them out over there.
Man, I'm just happy I'm breathing when I wake up.
No, amen. Facts. But going back to the whole emotional traumas being stuck in someone's muscle, have you ever had a client where you kind of realize, oh, there's something deeper here? And how do you maneuver that?
Yeah. So that's definitely happened before. Like even when I was teaching yoga, that would happen. But yeah, you just kind of let them feel it, you know? Like it's important just to feel it, and then you notice it kind of like goes away.
Yeah.
And it's not just kind of treating it like that's a normal thing and that's okay. And we just like work through it, and I just look for that decreased tension.
Yeah.
Do you get any pushback from that because maybe it's getting to a sensitive area, both physically and emotionally? Like, do you get any client like, I don't know, don't do that? Or...
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Do you
that's-
ease back or do you like double down? What do you do?
It depends on their comfort level, because I'm not gonna kind of like work on something that they're like, oh, don't, you know, like if they don't feel comfortable, then that's okay. We can like work towards that, or we don't have to. But yeah, just reactions. Like some people will feel like they'll start talking about certain memories they had. And yeah, I think there's some emotional releases that like it's hard to even notice, but it happens, or their breathing changes. Yeah, it's really cool, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All that from just a massage, huh? So like you hit the shoulder, and then they'll be like, "So that one time in band camp." Like
Have you guys seen the video of the guy making spaghetti? There's this guy making spaghetti, and he just starts talking about some deep childhood trauma, and then it's that reminded me of that. I'll send it.
No, yeah, send it us.
You ever
Send it
have
us.
anybody fall asleep?
all the time.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Have you got?
No, I've had deep tissue massages. I can't fall asleep with
I
a deep
could.
tissue massage.
I could.
You can't.
I can't. That shit hurts.
No, when they hit sometimes they hit that one spot, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think if I had just a massage, I think I would fall asleep probably
Yeah, like a
more than
Swedish.
likely.
I love deep tissue massage, man.
I mean, deep tissue massages are good, because they really get to that tight muscle. You know, and when I was powerlifting, I used to go get a deep tissue massage before the comp.
As you should.
Yeah, I got a massage yesterday, and I fell asleep in that massage. That was nice.
No, I think that's sometimes, like I said, if it I used to do this a lot, like where I would probably be like I used to work at a 24-hour fitness, and next to it was literally like a reflexology place that just hit your feet only. It was just like for $15. And I would literally go there just to take a nap. It would be like a 30-minute, 15. And I'll be like, all right, they just, boom, I'll dunk. And I literally, the minute they hit my feet, I'm like just there, just taking and it's like a solid 30-minute nap. But they're just only hitting the feet. And I was like, dude, and it's weird. And that's the one thing I've always seen, like signs when I've gone to like malls or things like that, how there's a lot of nerves that end at the feet that represent organs of your body or things like that. Like
Reflexology. Your hands and your feet. There are a lot of nerve endings. Yeah, and it's also the like from our eyes, like we see those parts of our body the most since they're like in our view the most of our whole body. So that's also something like with that, but.
Is that where trigger point therapy comes in? Or
Yeah,
kind of just like
part of that. Yeah, it is kind of like reflexology versus trigger point. Like it's definitely different, but there is some like overlap. Yeah, there.
got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, because I've always wondered that too, where it's like, oh, we're gonna just work on your feet and you're gonna feel a release like on your back. And I was like, oh, I just took a nap, but it does feel good in the long run and whatnot. So
Yeah, when I get a pedicure, with the feet, they do a massage, man. I'm like, oh.
right, you're like, eyes roll back. Right, it's so easy to fall asleep. Oh, it's just like
Almost.
yeah.
They just don't do it long enough, and you're like,
Yeah, well, that's why it was like they hit it for 30 minutes, 15 minutes ago. You're like, oh, I'm done. It's just like, but I've always felt like when it comes to getting a massage, especially a deep tissue massage, I think I always attest that is probably the best way to go. But you can correct me if I'm wrong, But I think when it comes to like fixing somebody, I always suggest if they can get a deep pressure, they can tolerate it.
Yeah.
That is the best way to go. Is that what would you?
Everyone's really different.
Yeah.
It really depends, because I mean, I work with a really broad variety of people. Like some people are even going through like chemotherapy, and deep tissue would not be good.
Yeah, right.
For something like that. But if someone has general tightness, deep tissue massage would generally be the best. But keeping them to like able to actually relax as well is also important. So like warming it up first and then going in. I'm not like, it's not good to bruise, leaving like bruised up, but yeah, deep tissues are super beneficial for getting getting into the muscle.
yeah, deep tissue massages, they hurt.
Yeah.
They, and some people have a pain tolerance that they can't handle it.
Well, that's why I said if you can tolerate it, right?
Yeah,
Because if you can't tolerate it, you're not going to be relaxed, and it's going to be the
not
worst
really.
feeling ever. And so, and then, well, like, even though, like, maybe if you dealt with someone with very minimal, like, their pain tolerance is very low, like, how do you work on somebody like that? Do you just keep rubbing over and over and over, or, like, do you do circles on them, or?
Pressure, just adjusting pressure, because deep tissue to them will be different than a deep tissue for a powerlifter, or like a deep tissue for you will be different than a deep tissue for me, depending on
That's
there's
probably
that.
where your art comes in, right? Where you're just kind of finding the right
Yeah.
balance to be like, okay, this is your threshold versus like
Yeah.
someone else's.
You feel how much tension their bodies, their muscles and fascia are giving back, and then going into what that needs.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. You mentioned you're working on trying to do lymphatic drainage.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that going?
So I'll probably do a course within the next 3 months. So I'm just right now like choosing which course I want to take and the time that works best for the chiropractor that I work with too. Because that's something we're going to start offering at the clinic there.
Nice. Nice. What made you choose that? Like, what's the role of lymphatic drainage in this whole bodywork journey?
What actually made me choose that was I was getting so many calls from people asking if I did lymphatic drainage, and I do it minimally, but there's so many like post-surgery, for edema, for swelling, for decreasing swelling after injuries, just general inflammation. Also, I think it got a lot of attention recently because there's like a lot of beauty treatments too that offer lymphatic drainage to help decrease puffiness and also like detox, so.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. We just interviewed Natalie Davis, and she works around that field.
Oh.
Detoxing.
And she works in detoxing, colon cleanse therapy, and lymphatic drainage. You should check that episode out.
She does lymphatic drainage too?
Yes. Yeah. That was one of the things that she talked about. And honestly, her vibes are amazing.
Awesome.
Sweet lady. Shout out to you, Natalie.
Yes.
Check her out because I know she's local too. And
Huntington Beach, yeah.
someone you might want to maybe reach out to, because I think that would be
Yeah, she's been what, 30 years,
She's-
31 years.
Something like
she's
that.
been doing
Yeah.
like
She enlightened us on a lot of things that we didn't know.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway from that was we do not detox enough.
Wow.
And that's why it was just like, oh, and that's the beauty about like what we have here is learning from individuals like yourself and that. See how all of our worlds just intertwined, right? And like I said, it's one of those. Check that episode out. It just got released about a week ago, and look at it. And I would recommend reach out to her. She's super nice. She's very holistic as well too. I love her approach and things like that. But if it's something that you're looking to get into, because I've never heard of lymphatic drainage until like maybe the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I feel like it's starting to pick up, and like people are getting more aware and involved with it. So you definitely should take advantage of that.
It's awesome that
Yeah, my client was telling me, hey Mike, I go to this lady. She does cleansing, and I'm like, what do you mean? And she goes, well, she cleanses, detoxes your inside. She just cleanses it out. And I'm like, are you kidding me? He goes, no, she's great. And when we had her, he only told me parts of what he went through. She kind of like went through the whole thing, and
Mike's like, what? You got to do what to your butt?
Yeah, you gotta do what with the butt?
Yeah, he's like,
That's an exit only.
he's like, well, yeah, that's part of it, man. But it doesn't really. You don't even know. I'm like, I don't know.
She serenades
stuff,
you and
but-
talks to you, and she's a sweet lady, so she's good.
But I was going to ask you, do you do golfers?
Oh yeah, I do.
I was really curious about that. Yeah, because I play a lot of golf, and I find out that there are a lot of problems we have with the movement.
Yeah.
Except the constant walking and bending over and stuff. So I was like wondering. Well, you didn't mention golfers, and I know they have like
Rotational swings and rotational movements.
yeah
Exactly,
rotation
yeah.
and stuff.
And bending over, like you said, to pick up.
Yeah, picking up
golf
the
ball
tee
again,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so you do a lot. You do a lot of them. I mean, you do them.
Yeah, I do work with actually quite a lot of golfers.
What's the biggest problem? You kind of like pinpoint
common.
on a golfer. What area is the worst area on them?
I think low back and then also up the spine too. It might be from that rotation that they have to do, but also the bending down. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
No, that's good. Hey, I'm good too. I mean, well, Saeli, like I said, we're gonna wrap it up. But like, if a golfer, if an athlete, if the average person wanted to maybe go and look for you, where can an individual find you at right now?
Yeah, I'm at Back to Care Chiropractic in Bueno Park. So that's a good place. You can book with me there. And
You said you're there. How many? You're like 4 times a week, or
yeah, Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday.
Yeah. And then I do events like sports events on the weekends. Yeah.
Perfect.
How can they contact you?
Beep
you, page you?
Yeah, beep me, page me, fax me.
And smoke signals.
Yeah, exactly. SOS into the
Flare
air.
gun.
Does that chiropractor have a website?
Yeah, so you can call the chiropractor. Should I look it up like right now
Or we'll plug it in somewhere. Right here on the screen.
Yeah.
You can give us, what was the name again?
Back to Care Chiropractic in Bueno Park. I work with Dr. Gostasby there. He's really great. He's the chiropractor. Yeah, we have a great team. So
Nice.
All right.
And well, thank you so much for enlightening us.
Thank you guys.
We hope you had a good time.
This was so much fun. This was awesome.
So we hope you, the viewers, like, comment, subscribe, leave any questions, leave a comment if you want to get in hold with her. We can always lead you to her. Once again, my name is Coach Cisco.
My name's Coach Michael.
Coach Kyle.
And Saeli.
And we'll catch you guys on the next episode.